Sawyer, do you want me to go down there and honk? You want me to go down there and...
Now I'm gonna pin the Brangus first. That's what Troy wants first. Brangus, Angus, Groves.
All right.
These real quick.
Okay. What they're gonna do now is they're gonna go out and catch the Brangus, which are already pinned in the big pen, in the weaning pen. They're gonna bring her to these smaller lots. They're all steers. Bring them into these smaller lots. And then they'll pin these Angus in the next lot in the order that they're gonna be loaded. And then we're gonna run down and we'll go gather the growers, which are in another pasture south of here. So I've got the best crew on the planet, I really do. They've all been around cattle and been around livestock their whole life, and that really helps a lot too on the training side of it. So we're just south of Justin, kind of in the community more or less of Northlake. This is just a weaning facility for us. Our ranch goes from Roanoke all the way down 170 over to Alliance Airport, all around Alliance Airport, and then all the way north up 35 to Denton. So we've got property and cattle scattered between really 2 counties, Denton and Tarrant County, and multiple cities as you go through. So this batch of cattle here is our first batch of backgrounding cows, steers that we bought. We don't buy a lot of cattle. Maybe a few replacement heifers here and there, but primarily we raise everything. And in these pens are all of our bulls that we're fixing to test. The trucks are here. One of them. The majority of our bulls come from Joe Cavender. Every bull that we have is registered Brangus. We have a handful of Angus bulls left that are 44 Farms bulls that I bought, and they're all registered. And to me, on a cow-calf operation, the bull, I believe, is probably the most important part, because that's basically half your herd right there in one animal. And phenotypically, not just genetically, but phenotypically, the look that I've tried to select over the years is a more moderate type Brangus cow. And I try to pick the bulls that'll breed that into them. And we've been pretty successful. We show all of our cattle every year at all 3 major stock shows, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Houston. We show in the commercial heifer deal, and have been very, very successful over the years.
You know, you've been working with Superior for a while. Tell me a little bit about that relationship.
Oh, we've sold on Superior for, gosh, I don't know when the first time, but it works really good for us because we sell everything by the truckload. And so we do very little private treaty, and it just makes it, we have a lot of repeat buyers actually through Superior. You know, guys that were pleased with the cattle, and they'll buy them year after year after year. And I receive a lot of phone calls, as Troy does, you know, with a lot of interest in them. And we have been high selling a lot of the day in multiple years. Superior markets the cattle really well. I think that their catalog system and then their online, with it being online bidding, you can kind of have a buyer anywhere in the country. Really, I guess anywhere in the world, if they want them, could buy them. And you know, the reps do a really good job of videoing and giving the prospective buyers something to look at.
Would you ever have thought 40 years ago something like this could even work?
Never. Because 40 years ago, even truckloads of cattle, you would have had to either have order buyers coming to your place and physically going through them, or, you know, it's which 40 years ago when I was in college, I didn't even have a computer. I took my very first computer class in college. This right here is Amelia. She's the most important part of the program.
Okay, Amelia, and so what are you doing here?
I do the accounting for the land and cattle team. I just make sure all the records are correct and make sure that the guys are taken care of, and that's about it.
Hey, Roger.
Troy Robinette.
How are you, sir?
What do you got to say for yourself?
Just living the dream, the American dream. Hi, Brett.
Hello, Troy.
Everything good?
Doing good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm gonna pull 5 off, and then the rest of them will go. Nice morning to ship.
These are all wean cattle off of our cows, and then we have a backgrounding program that we just started this year where we're buying cattle either through order buyers or we find them matched weight. You know, if we can find them weaned, primarily I really don't want to have to get sale barn cattle to deal with sickness and whatnot, but if I can get bigger groups matched weight, then we'll background them from around 500 pounds, probably up to about 800 pounds, and then sell them then. We have a full vaccination program on everything. Matter of fact, we just got done working our calves up at Hunter. We have, of course, a black leg, do all of our pneumonias. Our cattle are in programs, these cattle are in programs so they don't get any kind of hormones, they don't get raw grow or anything. Because they're GAP and all the different programs that we can get in, all natural, source verified. So they're pretty much, other than their normal vaccinations, that's all they get. And then we kick them out and then raise them on grass or wheat, depending on the time of the year. We try to put them on wheat early, and when wheat plays out, we'll try to move them to grass. And then sale day comes. These are the Angus steers. I don't know that they were the top seller the whole day, but at the time they were the top selling pen that day on Superior, so we were very pleased. Actually got a compliment from the driver a while ago. Said how good that they look, so that's always nice to get a compliment.